Hey friends, it's me Vivian from ThePaperLetterBlog, also known as the Chatty Pen Pal channel, and today I have a real treat for you, or at least I like to think so. It's a fall themed pen pal with me. Now, first of all, yes, there is a piece of footage missing. I don't know what happened, but the first clips of this project are gone. I don't know how, but luckily I didn't do that much yet. What I did is I picked a La Papier writing paper. It matches the envelope you see on the left. I just picked the paper and the envelope together, and then I decorated the back a little bit. I have new grid washi because I am obsessed with grid paper and grid designs. So I have new grid washies that I thought would go nicely with this project. And I used them I cut little flags into them, and then I stuck them on the top corner and I also stuck them on the bottom corner together with a cutout stamp. That's a stamp of a little label. Another thing I'm obsessed with is labels, so I bought stamps and I stamped that onto craft paper and I cut that out, and then that's the simple decoration. I rarely actually decorate the back of the letter, but I thought, because this is a pen pal with me video and because I was so enthusiastic about crafting in fall themes, I thought I would show you some extra ideas in that regard. Next thing I'm showing you is a little die. It's adorable, I'm aware, of a teacup, because I'm going to make a teacup shaker. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm gluing the acetate or the plastic to the front, and I'm also gluing the back to the 3D element I die cut out of, I keep forgetting what the word is, it's like thicker paper, like cardstock. It's foamy paper, I don't know if that helps. And then that creates some sort of a little, not window, but that creates a 3D effect so that the shakers can actually move around. And I first glue the front and the back separately, because if you put the sequins in before the glue is dry, of course the sequins are going to get stuck everywhere, so I just do that individually. And yes, that's baby Noose. She's actually already 4 years old, I think, but she's still my baby. She will forever be my baby. And when I started this channel, I would get like 50% of the feedback or the comments I would get would be about my crafting, and the other half would be about my cat. But lately she doesn't come onto my desk anymore, so I just thought I'd start showing you that she's still with me in my craft room when I craft. Of course, I have 2 cats now, differently from when I started this channel, so sometimes it's the black and white cat Noose with the little beard, and sometimes it's the brownish grey and white cat called Sage, and she has a tiny mustache. We really picked our cats out to go together. They're not friends, but at least their beard and mustache match. The next thing I'm doing is something I really enjoy doing. I'm making a little tea sample to send to the receiver. This tea is called, in Dutch, bear with me, Ambotia regenpluk, which literally translates to, I don't know, Ambotia I think is the type of tea, and then regenpluk translates to rain pluck. I don't know. It doesn't make sense in Dutch, it doesn't make sense in English, but this is a black tea, a natural black tea, so it's not flavored, but it smells and it tastes like a cozy, a rainy day, sitting inside, hiding under a blanket, reading a book. I don't know. For some reason, is it possible to taste that in a tea? I don't know, but if it is possible, then yeah, that's definitely what it tastes like. And I wanted to share that information with you because I always thought that black tea was just black tea, but apparently there's lots of different flavors and different things. What I wrote on that drumming fingers, I don't know what to do next. What I wrote on that circle is the information about the tea, so how hot the tea water has to be, how long you steep it, and a translation and the ingredients, which is just literally just black tea. And then the drumming fingers were because I realized that before I started this whole video, I had an idea to make a tea shaker on the front of a miniature booklet, and then inside that little booklet I would make a pocket for the tea bag, And somehow, somewhere along the filming process, I forgot that I was gonna make a mini booklet with the shaker, so I just grabbed an envelope instead, and I put the tea in there. And then I realized that I could not actually use the tea shaker for decoration anymore. So what I decided to do is I decided to make a separate pocket again, so that I could put the tea bag. Actually, that's funny. It's a tea bag inside an envelope inside a pocket. Put the tea bag in there, and then I could still use the shaker on the front as decoration. And I'm making this pocket simply by stapling the sides together. I think, of course, that's an easy way to make a pocket, but I also kind of like the look of that. Oh, by the way, before I forget, the papers I'm using for that pocket and for the shaker are from Cozy Days. This little cut apart as well. Cozy Days is a collection by Simple Stories, not sponsored, but I am quite literally in love with it. So you will see me use that in more projects the upcoming weeks, simply because it's my current favorite. And these grid washies I got off of AliExpress. They're the same ones I used to decorate the letter paper, so I thought I would include a sample. Yeah, not that interesting. If she finishes the washi tape sample, she can of course still use the cut apart as well. Then yes, there are some things here that you have not seen in this video, because this is actually part 2 of a mini series. The things that you see here, so the decorated pockets and gift bags and stuff like that, and the decorations that go inside, I made in part 1. Surprise, surprise. So you don't have to necessarily watch them in order. If you finish this video, you can watch that one if you like. That was my other cat, Sage. She's a little bit smaller than Noos is, and as you could probably see, she's brownish, grayish brown instead of black, so you can tell them apart like that. She does like to sniff around and steal my supplies. I did a couple of live streams over on Patreon, and she actually did it on camera. Like you could see her stealing my things on camera. We had a good laugh about that. I do have to say I haven't done a live stream in forever, but I'm planning on doing one again soon. Little sidestep there. Then this envelope is for the Dutchies among us, as well as some Europeans. If you have a Hema, which is a store, they sell craft paper envelopes. I only find, every time I go there, I only find these A5 sized ones, so the big ones, but someone told me they also have the regular sized ones, so I'm gonna go and check that out soon, because I don't know, there's something about craft paper that I really, really like, so I decided to decorate the large one for this meal. What you see me pull from is a basket that I filled with all sorts of fall themed supplies I have. I really like having a basket of one theme and then just being able to pull from that and go through that and rummage through it to see what I can find. I could not really tell you a lot about the supplies in there. These fall themed mushrooms are from a magazine called Daphne's Diary. It's a kind of a magazine much like Flow. I have only purchased it once because I find it very expensive, but these papers were in there. Good story, but I like the mushrooms. There's something mystical, magical, whimsical almost about mushrooms, so I decided to keep that paper scrap after I made an envelope of the other side of this paper. Yes, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I am a chatty pen pal channel, and you now probably know why. I talk about literally everything and anything, but I'm the type of person who gets distracted if a video is music only, so I guess this is for everyone who gets distracted, like me. What you saw me did with the pencil is carefully mark where that book page ended, so that I knew where to stuck down this grid page. It's a little bit hard to see on camera, but this is an orange, I think it's like a mathematical paper, I don't know, but it's orange grid, so yes, for fall. And the next thing we're gluing down is a label that I'm pretty sure I got that set of labels in a Your Creative Studio box, subscription box, vintage supply. I forgot what it was called. Your Creative Studio vintage journaling supplies, I think. And the reason why I always explain, or often explain, where I get certain supplies is because a lot of people who watch my videos are like professionals. No, I'm kidding. A lot of people have been pen paling for longer, but there's also a lot of people who watch the videos because they're new to pen paling. If you're new, welcome to this wonderful community. This is me making the shaker, by the way. I pre-made a little orangey shaker mix. Orangey sequin mix, I guess I should say. Let me know, do you like the side angle for filming? Sorry that was so wobbly. I was just trying to show you that I was going to glue together the shaker. Hey, is a piece of footage missing again? I don't remember gluing down putting down the stickers. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'm completely sidetracked now. What was I talking about? Yes, new people to the snail mail community. Just today, I actually replied to a comment from someone saying, where do you get your supplies? That's a good question. I mean, I had those questions when I started. In fact, I spent hours looking for letter writing supplies, like letter writing paper, because believe it or not, but it's not that common anymore to write letters. I don't know about your country, but in the Netherlands, it's not that easy to find pen paling supplies. What you saw me do on my phone is I was trying to, normally I use international stamps because it's a bit of a hassle to use national stamps for international mail because the values do not match. We only have one value per stamp, like one value per national stamp, one value per international stamp. So if you want to mix and match, you need older stamps to get the correct amount. So I don't do that often, but I knew that I had mushroom stamps, national mushroom stamps. So I thought, fine, for this once I'm gonna try and use mix and match. So I have one international stamps and then the rest is national. I'm gonna mix and match because I want to use the mushroom stamp. So in the end, I think it looks quite fun. The stamps I showed you, it's so annoying. Why do the word stamp and stamp sound the same but mean something different? The wooden stamps, the blocks that I showed you, are from Pinhata Studios. I will mention her shop down below. She kindly gifted me, I should say, a little package, or a big package, filled with postcards and greeting cards and stickers, and even 2 of her wooden stamps, which I'm such a big fan of. The cat one is really, really cute, but the airmail one with the pigeon holding an envelope is my absolute favorite. I don't get paid for saying that. She simply wanted to send me stuff so that I could use them, and of course sort of cross promote her store, but she doesn't pay me in money. She didn't ask me to tell you about her shop or anything. I'm just telling you this because it's a snail mail stamp and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm gonna stamp that in the corner there. I don't think the post office would accept that as an airmail stamp, but it's just for decoration. What I also used is a sticker that I had made a long time ago that says @ThePaperLetterBlog. That's my Instagram handle as well, by the way, if you want to follow me there. I stuck that in the bottom there. I decorated it a little bit more with some washi tape strips and some teeny tiny doodles, and then the sticker that I stuck down that I was so surprised of is a washi tape sticker, a washi tape mushroom sticker that I carefully cut out a little bit more so that it's more neat and less white space around it. I would want to tell you where I got all the other supplies, but for example what are they called again in English? The squirrel, thank you. The squirrel I got in fall themed mail last year, so I cannot tell you where I got that from because I simply got it in mail. I'm also adding a cute little fall themed tiny word sticker. I got those off of AliExpress. I actually would not recommend getting tiny word stickers from AliExpress. I'm obsessed with tiny word stickers, so I thought it was a good idea. But they are, I think they're stolen designs, first of all, which I'm not too pleased with. And then they are full of spelling errors, so I cannot even use half. But of course, I'm still going to use them because I already have them. And then I'm decorating with some more stickers. Yep, this is the other stamp that I was telling you about from Pinhata. It's a cat with glasses and it says cool stuff inside. Do I need to say more? So this is the envelope, and then the last thing I'm gonna do is I found a perfect match, in my professional opinion, a perfect match between my new washi tape and the Distress Oxide color Victorian Velvet. So I distressed the edges, just simply colored that with the stamping block, and then I'm also adding a little stamp of a tiny frame. The only problem when I distress the edges is that I always get the ink on my hands, because for some reason I'm a messy person like that. If you're interested in any of the supplies I'm talking about, so the supplies that I can direct you to a shop for, such as the Distress Oxide, or my paper trimmer, or my glass cutting mat, or anything like that, I link all of them down below. The other things that I get off of AliExpress I cannot link because the links change too often, and of course I cannot link the things that I get in mail either, but if I can link it, I will link it, and you can find it there. Here's a little close-up of the envelope with the supplies, but we're not done. We're still going to do some wax sealing if you'd like to check that out. One last thing I have to say about the links in the description down below are that they are affiliate links. You don't pay anything extra, but if you end up purchasing something through a link, through my link, I could get a small percentage. I say that every video, I do the links every video. I think this year from Amazon I got $6. Yes, I'm gonna be rich. No, I'm not doing this for the money. I think you know that. Speaking of money, I have some good news. I've been telling you about the money I've been saving for a new camera. I have been saving for a couple of months, and I also wanted to wait for Black Friday. Why are there leaf blowers outside? I'm trying to make a video. Go away with your leaf blowers. I'm gonna have to check if you cannot hear that. But I got a new camera. I got a Sony Vlog ZV-1, if I'm not mistaken. It's a camera specifically meant for vlogging, but it's also very, very good for showing things up close. Its videos are super crisp. I love how fast it focuses. Not sponsored either. I mean, oh my god, it would have been cool to get a sponsored camera, but no, I'm not sponsored. I'm just genuinely excited, and I'm really looking forward to showing you the new clips of that camera. So you will see them soon. Last but not least, the thing I did to the wax seal is I patted some makeup on it. I have some gold eyeshadow, and I just carefully brushed that on there with my finger. I saw that on Instagram. I don't know if it survived the trip. Taryn will have to tell us. Okay, that's it for today's video. A big thank you to my patrons as always. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Follow me if you're new. Click the notification bell if you want to be the first to hear about new videos. And of course, you can stalk me on Instagram as well. Okay, I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye!